Hello everyone, it's been a little bit. And you know what? Today is the last day of 2022. It is New Year's Eve, middle of the afternoon. It's rainy here. And what better way to spend a rainy afternoon than to get some photos into some planners and get finished up for the year. So what I'm going to show you today is how far behind I am. This is my actual date book planner that I've shown you before. And you can see I have some photos in here. This is the one where I just do a photo per month to kind of highlight, but let's see, May, June. That's where I'm at with that one. So I need to get a photo into those. I am going to finish up my December days album, which I have been keeping up with every day. And I just have a few more days, so I'm going to finish that up. And then I have not scrapbooked anything from 2022. I just actually finished up my 2021 planner, which I have in a different video that I can link for you. But I thought rather than start this late and try to catch up on another whole year, I'm going to use this full-size planner that we made at one of the retreats, the Colorado retreat that we had back in May of this year. We did a full planner, and I probably showed this in a video before, but we used the Let It Be collection from Graphic 45 and we made all these pages. But then I did a Facebook Live on adding texture to your pages. And so some of the pages that you see with a lot of texture, this is a paper bag, things like that. This is another little sack. I have added those since the retreat. This is fabric, but you can see I have no photos. So I figure, why start new when I have a planner already made up and ready and pages and photo mats? Let's just use this. So I'm going to fill this up with 2022 photos and get this done. So ambitious, I know, but we're going to do it. Okay, and then I will show you at the very end how I am going to prepare for my 2023 planner. I did a little differently this year, so if you want to see that, just stick around to the end and I'll show you a different idea of what I'm going to try this year. So you might be wondering, how on earth do we even begin this task? And so I have picked the easiest one first, and that is my 2022 date book planner, the one that actually has the pages in it. And I just need one photo per month. So that's where I'm going to start. I feel like that's going to be easy. So here I am at June, and you see my little notepad over here. I've got my ruler, and I'm just going through and I'm getting measurements of the area within my photo mats that I've already got in place. Okay. So there's one there, and so I've written them all down over here. So that way when I go to my phone and I'm ready to decide what photo it's going to be and upload it to my computer to print out, that's the way I do it, then I will know what size to crop it. And I'll show you that when I go over there, because a lot of people ask me, how do you get small photos? How do you do that? And I have shown it in other videos, but I will repeat it again here just to keep it fresh in everybody's mind. Okay, I'm not going to go into too much depth here, but I am on my laptop. I have a MacBook Air, and I am working in Adobe Photoshop Elements. Okay, I am creating a new file that is 8.5 by 11 at 300 pixels per inch in resolution. Okay, there's my page. Now I will say open and go navigate to find those photos that I just downloaded, which are all there. And I will pull those in and they'll show up down here. Okay, now you can see all my photos are down here in the bin, and there's my blank page over there, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm looking over to the right over here at my little list and the size of the photos and what photos I want to use. And there is L's and I. This was the end of May, beginning of June. And I know that I want this photo to crop to 2 inches by 2 3/4 inches. Okay, so I go over here and grab my crop tool, and I can go down here where it says custom, and I can type in those measures. So what did I say? 2 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And then I just look over here and make sure that that says 300 pixels per inch, which it does. So now I can kind of move the cropping. It just knows it's going to crop it to the 2 by 2 3/4. So just want to make sure we're both in there. We don't cut ourselves off too much. Okay, I have it all light and brightened up like I want. I can click and hold and drag it down to my blank page. Then I can move it. And if you look over to the right over here, there's a layers palette. So each time I pull in the photos onto this blank paper, they are going to create a new layer independently, which is really nice because you can move them around or rotate them to make more fit in the space. So let me do one more, and I got to make sure that I get my dad's surprise 80th birthday in here. In this photo, I want to measure 2.5 inches by 2 this time. So I need to go down to my little custom thing again and type in 2.5, change that to 2, and then I go over here just to make sure it's 300 pixels per inch. And it's already put the crop, you know, box around everything, so that's going to work out well, but I am going to tighten it up just a little bit. I think we can get the table in here. Oh, don't want to crop my sister out too much. Okay, that looks good. So that's cropped. I'll do that same lightening and brightening as I did before. A little extra light because I know it's going to darken. I do an unsharp mask. That's just like a sharpening step that I always do. And then I will drag and drop that on the page as well. And I'll just start moving these around, get them close together so that I can trim all these out later once they're all ganged up on a sheet. That's what it looks like when I get done, and then I will just use my good old paper trimmer that has the wire guide in there to trim all these out. Now, a lot of people ask what type of printer that I have. It's nothing fancy, you guys. It's a Canon TR 8600. I think it's actually 8650. It's the 8600 series. So, and I've had it at least a good year now. It's an excellent printer. I do use Canon paper. Actually, no, this is HP paper. So it doesn't matter on the paper. It's just glossy photo paper. Nothing super fancy on that either. Okay, and this is really not taking very long at all. I'm ready to go. So I've already put L's and I in there. And I also wanted to include another photo for June. So I'm just going to add this one from my dad's birthday. Just below it, I added a little bit of cardstock photo mat around there. I've already done a little bit of journaling, but that one's done. And we'll just pop the rest of these in here. Fireworks on 4th of July. If you would like to see a video on putting together this planner, I did do a full tutorial walkthrough of the whole bit. So I will link that video below. I've already got adhesive, of course, on the backs of all these photos, so I can make this easy for you to watch. Here's Jamie driving away when they moved to Chicago. Left very early in the morning, so I had to run out and get a photo of them driving away in the car. October, we have just a small photo. November, my brother and sister-in-law came to visit to see the leaves, which you can see, very beautiful. And then December, I have 2 photos again because I had this one of Paul and I, which I thought was fun. We went to go see a local play, and I took a quick shot of us in the seats before the show started, and then there's the actual show. Okay, and guess what? It's all done. It really, literally did not take me but about a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, just to finish that up. From picking the photos to printing the photos to getting them down and journaling. So 2022, that little guy is done, and now I will move on to the bigger guy here. And of course, since I am filling an entire planner for a whole year's worth of scrapbooking, it's required quite a bit more out of me. As far as sizing and labeling and picking all the photos. I've done the very same thing on the computer, and here you see I've printed out all my photos. So I just need to cut them all out and get them in the book. I don't know if I'll do a lot of journaling. This is the downside of procrastinating, putting this off and not keeping up with it, is that I probably will get a little lazy about the journaling because, you know, it's been a whole year, so I'm not sure if I remember all the little details. which should be motivation for us to scrapbook as we go, if we can, possibly. I feel like that's a better way to do it. I have got all my photos in place. I did add the date to the front of this one. I'm going to take some time the next couple of mornings while I'm having coffee to go back and do some journaling, or at least put some dates and notes in here to catch up. But you can see that I have got photos on every page. We've got little pocket pullouts going. It was a lot of fun to do, but very, not hard, but just stressful to try to catch up from the end of the year like this. So if you can, try to do it as you go. If you can't, this video just shows you that it can still be done. Just give yourself a day or two or a week to dedicate some time and just stick to it, and you can do it too. Okay, so that is my 2022 planner slash scrapbook. And then I went ahead while I was rolling along and I finished up my December days album, which was like a day by day, of course, that I showed you at the top. And I only had a few more pages to go. So you can see I've done all these, and I've journaled every day as the day went by. And I think I finished up. Yes, I was right here. And so I still need to journal the last couple of days, but I did get my photos in there. This one was a clear pocket page that we adhered to the page behind it, and then I stuck some glitter and sequins and stuff down in there for New Year's Eve. Okay, so that one is done. Just have to finish up those last couple of days. Now I am moving on to 2023 and how I'm going to approach it this year. A little bit different than what I'm used to doing or what you've seen me do. So once again, I have a regular date book planner here. And I do have a full video on how all this was made, and I talk about my planner pages that you can buy in my Etsy shop, download, print yourself for the Sidekick size and the larger size. So this year I did do the Sidekick size for my planner. And this again will have one photo per month, and that's it. But I still want to do my 2023 scrapbook planner, and I'm going to stay with the same color. This is the black, and this is the full size. Okay, nothing going on in here yet. And typically what I do in years past is I wait until I'm ready to scrapbook something that happened. And then I go around looking at the photos and I grab paper that matches the photos a little bit. I'm not going to do it that way this year. I'm going to get a head start on the pages and make them a little more, uniform throughout the whole book. And here's what I mean. To my vault in there, in my stash. And boy, oh boy, is this old. I was looking on here for a date, 2013. And it's called Hope Chest by Pink Paisley. Super old. But you can see that the colors in this collection are pretty vintagey looking, pretty generic, not too busy. Some of them more than others, but they all have that same feel. So this is the paper that I'm going to use. And what I'm going to do is grab, this is a brand new die, you guys, because they are getting ready to retire Planner Essentials 4, I believe it is, and that's the one that has just a big plain page die. But here we go with a brand new set, and look at all the stuff that comes on here. Once I find out the exact name of this set, I will put it in the description with a link so you can get one yourself. But look at all the stuff that comes on here. You have every month of the year. You have all these tickets and tags and foldovers and tabs. It's awesome. And then there's a big thing back here you could use for a photo mat that folds over. But the page die, that's what I'm going to use to cut out all my pages and get them in my book and be ready. I might also add in the number 1915 large number set, depending. I might do a weekly this year. We'll see. But that is my plan, to keep that easy and simple. Now there is Reminiscence The Book number 5. This one has been out a little bit. I'm going to use that in conjunction with this just because there's some great tags in here. There's some very neutral and vintage paper in here. I think it will complement what I already have planned. See, there's some pretty tags. There's some journaling things. I think it's going to complement This is awesome. This paper really nicely. And so that's going to be the approach I'm going to take for 2023. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I did want to mention that the December days was, if you didn't participate this year, you don't even know what I'm talking about, this was an online Facebook Live class to a private group to everyone who purchased the December Days 2022 kit. You got this cute sticker in there that I just put on the front of my book. But I taught the class 3 different sessions back in, I think it was October, and everybody had their pages ready to go, and by the time December rolled around, it was just a matter of popping your pictures in place. If there are any of these kits still available, I will link to it below, but I have already been asked to do this again next year, and as long as I'm healthy and happening, I will be there and I will do it again happily. So there we go, everybody. I caught up in my date book planner, I caught up in my complete year scrapbook planner, and I finished up my December days. So it's possible. I'm here. I'm living proof. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year, and I hope to see you very soon in the next video.